And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 216. So I hope you guys had a great day. And I hope you guys have a great weekend as well. That is coming up ahead of you. And I just want to say thank you to every single person that has been watching and listening to the MSK show, whether or not you were here since the very first episode or you just randomly stumbled upon the show at around maybe episode like 50 when you had your YouTube, account set to autoplay. So when something else was over, when you were done watching it, it would just, come to this channel and you would be basically watching and listening to us here on the MSK show. So I do want to say thank you to every single person that has basically been, giving me your free time to be your second monitor experience, actually, because that's what I would be for most of you guys. I would be the primary monitor, but I would be the secondary monitor. So I'm always going to be the bridesmaid, never the bride. It's always a damn narrative. So in this episode of the MSK show, we have a few comic book topics to talk about. Other than that, I want to save some of the more bigger stuff until the week when that first starts up, when it comes to Monday, because Star Wars is apparently pushing grape all of a sudden, because that's just what we need in Star Wars now. And I've told people this before. I haven't watched anything Star Wars since Obi-Wan Kenobi season 1. I literally said, if this is not good, I'm out. And then I was out. I have not come back. Yeah. Don't care to come back. I keep hearing how bad it is. I would imagine it is still pretty bad because what I watched was unbelievably atrocious. Like I watched Boba Fett season 1, trash. That might actually be one of the worst shows I've ever seen. And Obi-Wan Kenobi was like, you know what? Hold my beer. I'll just be even worse. And I was like, you know what? If the quality is this low and this terrible, probably not a good idea to keep watching that stuff. And keep in mind, as this person that really never cared about Star Wars growing up, I don't really honestly have this big attachment to it like a lot of other people do. I just, watched all the movies in order from the original trilogy, the prequels. So I even rewatched the Disney stuff. The only movie I rewatched was The Last Jedi, and I was like, damn, wow, well, this is trash.
I rewatched that one too because I was like, there's no way it was as bad as I thought it was. So I need to watch this again.
Same mindset I had. I was like, you know what? Maybe I was not giving it its fair shake. Maybe I was wrong. Nope. That's a steaming pile of dog vomit.
Yeah, nope. You were right the first time.
Shit is so bad. Like rewatching it again probably makes it even worse, actually. Going forward. And then after that, I would mostly just tell people just to read the Star Wars comic books. It's probably a better read for a lot of people anyway. But I haven't really delved too much into Star Wars comic books. I have a few like Darth Vader trades here and there. I have that series that's after Return of the Jedi. It's called like the New Republic or something like that. I have that in Epic Collection. I think I have Volume 1. Other than that, for Star Wars, that's pretty much where I kind of, tap out at, watching them did help me kind of understand where a lot of people were coming from. And I do always like the idea of watching movies and kind of, even if I'm not really that interested in a franchise, kind of just watching all of them and understanding like, okay, why this one's considered the worst, why this one's considered the best. Because, growing up, I did watch a lot of things, but as you guys know, for me, there's just a lot of comfort that I pride myself in because I like things that I just enjoy a lot, So I've rewatched like, Fast and Furious movies, like, goodly, more times than I can count for some of them, because I like the fun feel of them, But there are franchises out there that I've never watched the movies for that I kind of want to make sure I scratch that itch. Because, with this show, everyone, this is basically the show for like comic book reviews. We have movie reviews that we do here, news, and we have, fun conversations and all that stuff. And the only thing that this show doesn't have is just the league conversations. And mostly basketball, because that's mostly for like the league podcasts I do with like Mr. Blank, which is Cloud9 podcast, which is at like almost 320 episodes at this point. So that's been running for a long time. That's my longest running podcast that I've had. And I do kind of want to get back into reviewing movies way more. It just really comes down to the timing of it. Because like back when we were doing it a lot, we were still kind of in that certain lockdown period. So I had a lot more free time. I could pay all my bills from work and I could just basically come home and just watch movies. And we were doing like 2-3 watch parties a day. My brain was completely fried with reviewing all those movies. So we're going to probably ease our way into doing movie reviews again. I think we talked about essentially maybe picking a franchise for a movie that we're going to see for like the newest sequel coming out, and then make sure that we review like all the previous movies before that. Now, some of these franchises have TV shows, and it's like, can't really do that in order. So we just do the kind of like the movies, and then the TV shows will be a separate thing. But I think I was going to do all of the Scream movies with Cyfax, but he ended up leaving me for doing his own stuff most of the time.
Oh.
We will get to doing like a lot of those movie projects that I told you guys we were going to get through. I did the Sonic the Hedgehog movie 3 movie review with Nate. So if I ever did like a Sonic the Hedgehog movie project or whatever, I'd have the third one already ready to go. We would just have to review the first and second one and the Knuckles TV series. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much else going on. Today
we should go through all the Predator movies.
With Marvel doing this much at this point, you probably should.
We got Badlands coming up in, I think, September.
I will say this. I actually have all of my original Predator movie reviews. I do.
Oh, okay.
But they were terrible. So back in the day, we used to have like a lot of movie projects where I would do a whole ton of watch parties for franchises. The first one I did it for was Star Wars until I wrapped it all up. And then we did like Predator. Predator was after that. Then I think we did Scream and all that stuff. I think I kind of want to redo all of them because I don't think they were anything that good, honestly. I was very, very hard running it down. Like, that's the reason why people call it the MSK files. I can't release any of those because they're just that bad. Like, a few of the movie reviews were very good. Those will come out, but I have to see like which ones were very good. I kind of do want to redo the Predator one. I feel like I didn't do that one anywhere near of justice the way I honestly should have. So we might start that in a few weeks. So I have to see how many books we're going to end up reviewing. And then I'll probably go like, okay, maybe for like this week, we'll take a break from doing reviews of comic books. It's, that could be just a lot in of itself. It will just knock a few movies out. Because I do want to talk about how overrated Predator 2 is. That shit better be better on the rewatch, man. I watched it the first time and I was like, this is definitely not as good as the first one. At the third one for me, always still the second best one to me. Predator, goddamn, we have to go through Shane Black's Predator. That movie is bad.
Yeah, I say we stick only to Predator, but we'll stay away from the versions.
Oh no, my completest brain will make me want to finish it. But holy shit, is that movie bad?
Yeah.
And then I never saw Prey, so I'll be watching Prey for the first time. So the Predator franchise will probably do because Marvel Comics recently have just been announcing so much stuff for the
there are all sorts of Predator.
Good Lord, not R. Kelly, not Jeffrey Epstein, not those Predators. Alien, the Yauta as they're called or whatever in the series, honestly. So. Oh, I forgot. Today I was thinking about the Predator movies, and I was thinking like something was on my mind, and I just couldn't get it in my brain. I was like, the black guy who did the iconic like handshake with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that guy, he passed away last year, I think, or was yeah. Sucks. That sucks so hard.
Yep, that guy was cool.
I forgot his name. What was that guy's fucking name?
He played Apollo Creed.
I was going to say Billy D. Williams, but that was going to be such an L.
No, don't do that.
Carl Weathers?
Carl Weathers. There we go.
Yeah, Carl Weathers. Yeah, man. What a legend right there. Holy crap. So, like, the Predator movies. He's so good
in that movie, too.
So, this is the thing with the Predator movies and the Alien movies. Would we do it, like, in a actual watch order by release date? Because technically, wouldn't the Alien movies come first? So I think they put out a actual watch order between year to year because you have the AVP movies in there as well. But I never really thought those were canon, honestly. I thought, maybe the first AVP one is canon because you have that like certain Easter egg in Predator 2 where it has the alien head in their showcase, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, like, would it be better to just tackle them both, or it's just better to do it separate? I'm trying to think. I probably sort of would do them separate.
They have crossover. It does seem like you can do like a Predator run, an Alien run, and then we can do a run of the. Even though I hate the Alien versus Predator movies, we can still do it.
Those are so bad.
They're so bad.
Like, good Lord, I don't know. The second one, I don't think I even finished. I think I watched it at a friend's house and just completely wasn't paying attention at all. And then Alien versus Predator, there's so much lost potential in that movie. They spend so much time on the damn humans. So much damn time.
Yeah, they
Like,
should have. It should have never been on Earth. None of those movies should have been on Earth. And you could technically do an Alien versus Predator movie and never even have a human on set if you wanted to.
mhm,
Uh, but if you had to add in a human or two, there's a million better ways. They could have followed. Well, they did follow a book, but the book had them on an alien planet. But the storyline was pacing was kind
mhm.
of the same. Young female, helps out this older Yautja, and then they take down the queen. But it was the book was on an alien planet and had like some alien, different kinds of like aliens. One was like as big as a rhino and all this other shit. But yeah, it was that one was it was the better. I think had a better chance
Mhm.
or potential, but they should have never had it on Earth. None of those. The other one was in the suburbs with the Preda alien. Oh, that was just terrible. That was just, oh, what are you doing?
Oh God, because I'd have to go and rewatch some of these too. Because I was looking up the detailed watch order for them, and even this is a little wonky too. Because Prometheus would be bumped above this, so like this is all in order until right here, and then Prey. Because I would do it by year release date or order to keep it kind of easier for people to follow if we did it.
Yeah.
So after this, it would go Predators, then it would go Prometheus, then it would go Predator, then it would go Prey, then it would go Alien Romulus. So it would start from Alien all the way down here. I mean, I don't care. We could do it. I mean, I could rewatch Alien. The first Alien movie's it's a damn banger. Holy crap. Good Lord. We were work cut out for us.
There's Alien Covenant too. I forgot there.
Oh my God. There is Alien Covenant. That was 2017.
Yeah, it's there right after Prometheus for some reason. I guess they say it's optional, but it does tie.
But if we're doing like basically everything in order, good Lord, I can't wait to shit on Alien Covenant. You give me a chance to shit on Alien Covenant, woo, man, I'm taking every chance I can get.
I haven't seen Romulus yet, so I'll make sure to get that one.
Okay, so we'll try and structure this. I'll make sure I write this out and put the movies that fall in order after this one, because after this one they don't have them in order for some reason, which is very weird. Like if you're gonna do it's so crazy how people do like watch orders online and then completely be like, we don't have to watch this. It's like, but if we're doing it like in a series way, I would like to know if this is where you need to watch something.
Is that based on chronological order in the movie timeline? Is that what they're doing that for?
I think so.
Okay. Because didn't Prometheus and Covenant happen way before Ripley?
Yeah, because like technically Prometheus will be before the Alien movies.
Yeah, and Predator yeah. So I don't know why they did that on that list.
But yeah, this is the one that's a little bit more structured. Yeah, because this is what I would like for a movie watch order is basically this kind of thing. It's like you put everything in release date order, and then you could basically say, optional or whatever right there. So, yep. If we're going to do this for Aliens versus Predator, because, Aliens have been getting a lot of love, too. They're going to have a new TV show come up very, very soon as well. Yep. They did have Romulus that came out.
I heard that was good. So
there might be an Aliens versus Predator crossover movie coming up soon. As we mentioned last night, the director of Prey was like, hey, kind of want to do a crossover with these guys. And it's always, both of them can stand on their own in their own movies. But when you put them together, it's like, yep, just absolute cinema. I love it.
Well, the way the Prey director, the Tackenberg, he'll take it really serious. It won't turn into like some kind of like weird Michael Bay suburb thing. He'll do it pretty good. I like what I'm hearing about Badlands. We'll see how well it's executed. Prey was executed real well, even though I didn't really like the protagonist. I do like how Badlands has the Wayland Core Easter egg in her eyeball when she's a Wayland Core cyborg or robot. So that's Android. So that's pretty cool. I hope that it does lead to a crossover kind of deal, even like a crossover trilogy. So you can do some really cool shit with these guys.
Yeah. And I know you guys really enjoy the movie reviews, but watching movies, it's like when I give you guys a review, I truly do want to give you guys all the thoughts that I had. Like when I saw a certain scene of what I thought in that moment versus what I thought later in the movie. I really like breaking movies down when we do it. That's why when I told you guys we would do movie reviews, it's not for me personally, I cannot talk about a movie in 10 minutes because there's too much I want to say. It's just going to be longer by default. And, some girls like that. They prefer longer is better because that's kind of the thing now for girls. But, I don't know how people can do their movie reviews in 10 minutes. I can. There's too much I usually like to talk about when it comes to movies. I guess you could consider it rambling, but I never want to have the feeling of essentially like, man, I missed what I wanted to say during that review. Because that happened a lot with my first YouTube channel, making these great videos. And like, damn, I missed the core thing of what I wanted to talk about every single time. It happened every single damn time. But with that being said, today was the launch for Yellow Flash's The Mighty Golden Patriot comic book, actually. Now, I forgot. I did say I was going to back the book pretty much day one, but I totally forgot this campaign literally does not end until July 26th on a Saturday, which would make sense because his show is obviously Flashcast, which airs on Saturday, And I did end up backing the book today. I did see the covers a while ago because he posted them, obviously. Currently, right now, the pre-order goal is 100K. They have now, as in total sales, at the time of us doing this episode of the MSK show, $35,132. They have 1,176 books sold. So people are going to be like, this is a failure so far. It's like, usually when it's not about how things start, it's generally how you finish. You're going to get the upfront of customers that are going to purchase the book day one. But when people kind of see right here that the book is like the campaign's not going to finish fulfilling until like the 26th, as far as like the campaign's wrapped up, and then you just get into like fulfillment mode and then everything else, people are most likely just going to back all up front and then pretty much maybe essentially wait until the last minute to get it to be like, okay, I need to get this right now. So it's usually for campaigns, that middle part that really does matter, because like, how do you kind of get people to be interested in your campaign in that middle phase? That middle phase is the hardest one to get backers in, honestly.
Well, it's a very long campaign. Usually like the Kickstarters or Indiegogos are somewhere like 20 to 25 days. With Whipperson, do they take the money right away? And if he doesn't reach the goal, let's say he gets to 80,000, does that mean the books don't come out, or is it just we'd like to get to 100,000? Everyone who pledges gets a book.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, how does that work with Rip Ascend?
Yeah, so essentially this just acts as an Indiegogo Kickstarter. They would just act also as a fulfillment service too. So the fees that you would kind of take out for like printing, shipping the book, they just do it, honestly, for you.
Oh, okay.
So you basically just get to have the campaign format. They just kind of take care of like what would they say, the dirty work that a lot of people don't want to do. That's where you're at right now with this. And I ended up getting I think this is the covers right here. That's CGC stuff. I'm not a person that's into that stuff. If you are, that's cool. I'm just on that stuff. The whole shirts and pay your artist shirt, that was an EVS thing. He was like, pay your artist, and it's like, you're just a fucking fat idiot. It's what he willingly wanted to do, you fucking moron. So let me see, where was it where you could get the covers? Collect pack, view more. Yeah, it's right here. So the book packs, I'm pretty sure you could just get all 4 covers and the ash can. Actually, for me, I just usually just get the single book, especially with like, indie books. I usually just get the one book. Obviously, like getting all 4 of the same cover doesn't really do nothing to me because, I typically don't want to go all in on something that's brand new because I don't know if I'm going to like it, and having like extra copies, it's like, what does that really do? Because I like to get the same books in different formats. Like it could be hard covers, It could be an omnibus, but typically with like these kind of books, just getting the main one that I want is fine. Also, the mass cover print had the best cover, honestly. I know Rini did a cover for this actually, but Rini's was this one right there. That'd be cover C, and that's going to be foil and limited. So yeah, that one's cool. Cover A is this one was by Kelsey Shannon. Yeah, not really feeling that one. Not really feeling that one at all. Looks very just like I can't see the character. It's just the character's so far back in the dimension of the cover. I just can't see the
They didn't do
the
any
shading. Ugh, it's ugly.
They need to keep the image a little bit more where we get a solid image of the cover.
Yeah. Cover B, this is Mike S. Miller, who obviously is the DC artist on Injustice. He has his own CG history, actually. I have talked to Mark Miller before. I'll have to talk to Mark Miller again on this show at some point, but this is Mark Miller's cover. This one looked pretty cool. And you guys know right there, that's Rini's cover, but this one right here is the best one by far. But the cover artist for this one was by Rob Willis. Yeah, this one is the best one by far. It's not even close. And it sucks because the mass print cover, when it's usually the best one, is like, damn, I wanted a cover that's going to be out of print, but this is the best cover of the book. It's like, no offense to Kelsey Shannon, I wouldn't buy this on my best day. So, but these two are fine, but this one for sure is just the best one. So do wish Yellow Flash all the success with his first ever comic book campaign launch, actually.
30 was it 35,000?
35,000, yeah.
Yeah, day 2 he's already at 35,000. That's really, really good. He's a third of the way there.
What else is here? We have how many? I think when I was reading this on my phone, it said 64 pages actually. I think. So you're at 64 pages, estimated fulfillment Q3. Here's some of the interiors right here for the book. This was pretty cool, and all done by John Dillard.
That's Q3 this year?
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty quick turnover. Because the campaign ends in July.
Yeah.
Third quarter of the year is July, September, October. No, July, September, June, July, and August. So he's talking about fulfillment by like the end of August.
Oh, that's great.
Because if the book must be done then, and they're just going to be waiting for prints.
That was the thing that Yellow Flash wanted to basically do, was essentially have the book done, and you are essentially just taking pre-orders on how much you essentially kind of want to print on the book. So that's pretty good, because that means you're not waiting 5 years.
End of August might be no, that can't be right, because end of August would only be like a month after it fulfilled. So I would imagine third quarter then must be the end of the year, I'm guessing, because if it's supposed to come out this year, so probably November, December time period, which is it's not bad, it's better than 5 years.
5. Wasn't that what you were missing out on, dude? You needed 5 years to wait for a quality comic book. I'll still never go with that. I legitimately think 1 year is already disgustingly too late for a book. 5 years? What were you doing in 5 years to not get shit done? Like 2 years is mega pushing it, but 5 years? That's crazy. If it's not like an EVS thing, then I know that person spent the money. You have to have spent the money. There's no way. That person blew all the money on retarded shit or something like that, or maybe they paid off their car with their comic book crowdfund money.
Imagine too, like you're talking, 2 years. How much has postal changed? If your entire campaign is based off of $5 postage for one comic book, and then that changes to 10, well, then you're fucked. What if you get your supplies if you're using an overseas printer? Well, there's a tariff war going on right now, so good luck getting your book here at the same price. It's like there's a lot of shit that can happen, that even if you don't spend the money, that you may have completely miscalculated what the rates would be by the time you actually can print the book. So it's The longer you wait, you should have the book. Like, in my opinion, you should have it. It's like, okay, I'm 6 months out, so then I will do a Kickstarter. Because, like, and then you put down as your date, 6 to 7 months, and you give yourself a little bit of a window. But you shouldn't be doing it where it's like, I have a concept page done, so now I'm going to run a Kickstarter, and then I'm going to produce a 64-page book, and I've given myself until October, and then my car breaks down, or I have to move, or my artist is in a third world country and they start going to war. I mean,
all the excuses are coming up. Yeah, I got divorced from my wife because she was cheating on me with my brother. I walked in, I saw his long cock and saw him 6 feet deep inside of her, and I got depression, so I couldn't finish my book. And it's like, this is what I tell people. No one really understands at this point when I make it on Twitter. It's like, no one cares about your sob story. I know that sounds kind of fucked up. I get it. I understand more than anyone when people just basically say, fuck your sob story, get your shit done. That's life. You need to just, even if you do have hurdles, you have to figure out a way to get over them. Like, the best people ever that have done anything good got over them. I don't get why people do this thing of like, oh, well, there's hardship, so I just have to just fuck off. And it's like, for me, the only way I would excuse hardship is if it's like a death in the family, someone close to you, or anything like that, or something bad happened to you, like a car wreck, or maybe you got really ill, or a family member got really ill, or something. Like, I always say this, life will give you reasons to be sad. There's no reason to just be sad over just dumb shit. Like, people just don't know how to control their emotions at all. They're like really just depressed over like not getting like a certain amount of pump of gas some days. It's like, there's just no reason to be sad over that kind of stuff. Just be like, that's a bummer. Let's just let's make tomorrow better. If someone's like brother, mom, dad, uncle, cousin, whatever dies, I understand. That's like harsh. That's a really bad thing to go through. You should have time for that stuff, obviously. But when you have people that are just getting like super depressed over the most useless shit, it's like, come on, man. Like, plenty of life will give you a reason to be depressed over. No reason to be fucking sad over this dumb stuff. Like, oh my God, a person bumped you. So, oh my God, the world's over. It's done. I cannot function in life anymore. It's like, oh my God, so being a fucking drama queen. We all deal with it.
The important thing is act professional and just keep your people updated. Like, if I have a comic due to you in July, or I'm owed a comic, but like they said, it's supposed to come out in July, and then it's October, but the entire time it's like, hey, we're working with the printer. The last printer shut down. We have a new printer now, and we're going to be able to do that, and we'll get the books out. And if they keep that updates going, at least like once a month updates, then I've seen a lot of people be very forgiving for like up to a year. But once you get over that year mark, though, it's kind of like, what's going on here that that you are so far off with your projections that you can't hit your mark within a year, 2 years. It's like, what's going on? And then you get up there so much where it's sort of like, well, I'm not even gonna get my book. Like, Mike S. Miller is like 4 years late on a book that I part of a Kickstarter, and he barely gives out any updates, and I don't ever expect to get that book. So it's just, you got to plan better. And to me, it's really, shit happens, but if you don't handle, you can handle it very, very immaturely and not very professionally. And sometimes, like with the bigger guys, I noticed that they've got all this other stuff going on. They got their Twitter wars, they've got their signings, they got their stuff like that. They get to the point where they're just like, I'll get to it when I get to it. I've got, and I've got other coals in the fire. And they get this night of nonchalant, like, oh, you'll get your book. Don't worry about it. I'm doing my thing.
This just happened today, honestly. Like, I was just, you scroll through Twitter and you see people having their various interactions. And, despite me always trash talking, I actually changed my bio to King of Trash Talk. There was one person on there that posted a screenshot of someone blocking them. And it was someone that I had on here on the show. Then, when I hovered over their profile to see, I haven't talked to this person in a while. That person unfollowed me. I was like, I've never had a bad interaction with that person ever. Literally, I've never had a bad interaction with that person at all. Maybe slight disagreements on stupid superhero shit in MCU movies, actually.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was just baffled. I was like, I definitely bought this person's books. I definitely reviewed this person's books. And I was like, what the hell did I do to get unfollowed? And I don't really care if people unfollow. It's just like, if I've had you on the show and you know, like, who I am, you've interacted with me, and it's like, you could just talk to me if you have a problem. But it's like, all right, that's how the person wants to be. It is what it is, honestly.
Well, you've got guilt by association. You've got some real sensitive people on Twitter and comics.
I think it was because I think I could be wrong. It's because I literally said, if you can't afford to Switch 2, you switch, you're fucking broke. You need to get a job.
That's that can piss people
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. That's how life works. If you can't afford shit, it's probably because you either one, need a job, or you go get a better paying job, or just completely out of this world thing. I must say to you guys, you save up to buy the product and then you buy it. Crazy. It's crazy.
I just wanted to show up a little bow. And Mario Kart already downloaded.
Yeah, or maybe you retweet someone's thing. People on Twitter can be so fickle sometimes. That's why, I try to keep the show's core people that I interact with on the show generally pretty small, because don't want anything crazy happening like in the shows in the past where I had too many connections and then all of them pretty much just burnt to the ground because one other person would do something and then this person would do something, and then I was like, okay, I'm just done. I want to keep my inner circle small. And it's just
you gotta be careful of the clicks. They'll start clicking, and then it's like, well, hey, why did you talk to this guy over here? Hey, Emily, why did you talk to this guy over here? This guy, I don't like his friends. And it's like, well, because I'm an adult, I'll talk to whoever the fuck I want. And it's just it's so fucking ridiculous with how these people will act, and just shun you because you interacted with someone who interacted with someone who interacted with someone. It's just weird, lame bullshit.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's like, you try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and it's just like, and it's one of those things where it's like, do you care about this connection or acquaintanceship enough to the point where you want to even kind of salvage it? Like for me, unless we have an active, ongoing, friendship, or we do the shows together, I'd be honest with you, I really don't care. If someone's going to unfollow over something so trivial, it's weird because how some days on Twitter, people will act like they're your best friends, and then something will happen. Something will get announced. Some breaking news will happen. And then if you say something that person doesn't like, that person just thinks the world's over. It's like they can't even possibly think about the world. They can't even be your friend anymore.
Yeah, how dare you?
I'm just thinking I don't function like that. I don't function like that at all. If someone hears something, or if something gets announced, or because some stuff usually hits close to home for some people. I understand, hey, we're gonna not always agree, and that's just how life is. But I wouldn't just start unfollowing all the people that I know because we just have disagreements on basic life shit sometimes, or when something gets announced, because emotional reactions are what people are gonna have just in general when information drops. But it's like, yeah, that's just not gonna fly with me. It's like, hey, I'm always gonna be honest with people, and I told people this about the Nintendo Switch and the Switch 2. Is I'm not a fanboy of any of these companies, but I'm just telling people, it's like, I even said this when I had the show with Last Comic Fan and Gray Wednesday. This idea that Nintendo was going to have a cheap console is ridiculous, because guys in life, really think about this. Really think about this when I say this. When do you know a time where prices on things went down?
Yeah.
It's going to be very few, far in between, and people are going to be like, but I bought this game for $20, or I bought this console for $20. You probably bought it on sale. You probably bought it secondhand. That doesn't really count, technically speaking, but if you want to count that $200 that you spent on that console cost you a lot of money, right? And you bought it when you could afford it, and you didn't even get it considerably day one or the week of its release, right? So you just had to wait to get it. When I was a kid, we couldn't afford every single thing. We were just poor. We just kind of saved up for it. I sometimes save up my own money to get stuff, and then you just kind of got things whenever you could. And when you got them, you cherished them. This notion that the Switch 2 was going to be a cheap console is ridiculous because you look at game consoles that have released all throughout when gaming's existed. Consoles are a lot of money. And to think that a Nintendo console would come out in the year of 2025 and be less than $300 is ridiculous in and of itself when we know prices have gone up on everything. Now, them charging $80 to $90 for their titles. I mean, let's be honest here, guys. Twitter is not real life. Average people don't give a fuck about that. Either they'll buy it or they won't buy it, or they'll wait to buy it when they can afford it, you know?
Yeah.
So, and this is the thing. If you have a problem in life where you can't afford the newest stuff, generally speaking, if you wanted to, that's your problem. That's not really the company's fault. That's a you problem. You just need a job. Sorry, you need to have money. But like, but what if I don't have the disposable income for this? Then get a fucking job. That's literally not controversial. That's what every adult does. Sorry to say that. It's literally what every adult does. Now, if you can't afford it, keep in mind what was happening like 4 years, 5 years from now. You know, in the past, they've had all these pay in 4 options. I know there's Klarna, there's Shaw, PayPal has theirs.
Yeah, Affirm.
There's Affirm. I'm not saying put it on credit. That's not that good. But I'm saying if you can't even buy it up front, you can pay it off all the time. If you know you're going to get paid enough money, but you can't pay it up front, you get paid off over time, you're going to pay them all the money anyway. You just pay it off over time. And you're going to get the item. Come on, they have to give you the item, and you just pay them over time because you make a down payment up front, technically. I don't really see the problem with the price of the console. And keep in mind, if you knew it was going to come out very, very soon, keep in mind, the last time the Switch came out was 8 years ago in 2017. You could have been saving up 8 years maximum, but you could have been saving up 4 years, 3 years. Like, what are we doing here? Like, me saying go get a job is not controversial. That's literally what every single adult does. That's literally not controversial in any way. And if you think that is, you're fucking retarded. Sorry. I hate when people do that. They just, when new stuff comes out, they pretend that other things in life didn't exist because, I don't know, everything just doesn't matter in a certain time period, but they just want to act like this is the only time it's happened, you know? And I'm not defending Nintendo. I'm just saying, like, for the price of the console, I think it's whatever. Like, if you think $450 is a lot of money, you don't have a job. Or you just are broke.
Well, the consoles are going to go up every time. It's still cheaper than a Steam Deck, I believe. Even though the Steam Deck, I think it's better overall. But the Switch 2, I mean, the game prices are ridiculous. I think Nintendo's nuts for doing that. I don't see any, I'm not going to get a Switch 2. I thought about turning my Switch in or selling my Switch and then putting that into a Switch 2. And I'm not going to even spend money on it because it's like, I'm not going to spend $80 on games. I'd rather get a Steam Deck and just play my Steam games on the deck itself. So but yeah, it's there is a thing too about, like, if you can't afford it, then maybe you don't need it. And if you do want to get it, then you need to stitch yourself in a position where you can't afford it. I mean, it's just, things are going to go up. The old Switch is $300. It was at the very least going to be $400. $500 is not a big surprise when you see the upgrades on it with the way the economy is right now. And plus two, who wants to get a system on day one? Gen 1 systems are usually garbage anyway. Some cooling problem or some kind of base problem, or all the systems go through that the shaky shit. So,
or even with the Switch, you remember they had the Switch Lite that eventually came out, which was cheaper. Then you had the Switch OLED. Then now you have the Switch 2, and you still have the base Switch 2. And keep on understand, Nintendo consoles generally have a longer cycle life than Xboxes and PlayStations. Like this guy's Switch literally came out 8 years ago. We're in 2025 now. So the Switch 3 isn't coming out until like 2033. So we're literally going to be old at the point where the Switch 3 comes out. And that means that if you invested, I'll say, if you think of it as investment, I always kind of look at it that way when it comes to things for me personally. If I bought a console for $450 plus tax, which is almost $500 anyway, and I played that shit for 8 years, I'm just going to say that it's a perfectly more well than enough time of an investment for your money. I look at it as an amount of money for an investment of your time rather than just something usually up front, because people can just be generally pretty like narrow-minded with what they're thinking. They think just only very just right at this moment rather than thinking from the big picture. If you're going to play that console for about a good 8 years or give or take on and off, for 8 years, that's a pretty worthwhile investment. All people have this such narrow-minded thinking on stuff. Keep in mind, I said this before, average people will just buy it no matter what. Because I know people use the parent argument, but what if parents can afford it for their kids? Well, I mean, oh the fuck well. Sorry, oh boo-hoo, fucking, cry. What's the thing? Tiniest violin or whatever. Or parents just get it for their kids when they want to, or they just get it when they can afford it. Don't know why this has to be such a divisive conversation. It's a pretty straightforward way of things.
It might be a year from now. It might be 2 years from now, but it's going to go on sale.
At some point, it will go on sale. Or the parents just maybe they get a raise at their job, or they just have disposable income to taxes will come through and they could buy it for their kids. I like why people just make this a big conversation more than it needs to be. It's literally like that thing called knee-jerk reactions that people do. They just have a knee-jerk reaction to everything. It's like, guys, it's a game console. Like, people act like they're so... What's the thing back in the day? People say acting brand new. People act like they're brand new to game console releases. Guys, PS3 literally cost $600 when it dropped back in 2007. $600.
The only thing people should be losing their shit on is $80 for Mario Kart. That's the only
crazy
thing that's in my opinion, that's the only thing that really should be talked about. $500 for a Switch 2 does not. The graphics are supposed to be better. The FPS is supposed to be better. It's a bigger screen. It looks more sturdier. I don't think it needs the base anymore. So yeah, it's an upgrade all the way around. $500 makes sense. $80 for Donkey Kong does not make sense at all. Like
the hardware, you could debate it. It's like, oh, but people are paying that much amount of money for PS4 level hardware, and it's like another thing people just completely act brand new on, like they don't know this. People know Nintendo, generally speaking, has weaker or inferior hardware compared to their competitors' hardware. So what I mean by that, for people to understand, is the interior parts of the system are generally way weaker than what Xbox or PlayStation would have in theirs. But we know that. Unless you're just a tourist and you don't know, which is fine. We all have starting points. We all don't know everything. But if you did know that, fine. But if you did know that and you keep talking like, man, this has the amount of power as a PS4. Yeah, this is Nintendo. Are you new here? This is like not new that they would not have the best hardware for their system. What?
Well, I will say this though, there really is no excuse. Like, Switch 2 should be a Steam Deck graphics rival. And there's no reason why it shouldn't be. Like, it's we've gotten the technology down where like cell phones, can do like almost PS5 graphics or better. And it's like, if they could put it in a cell phone, you can put it in a Switch. So if it, there is an argument. It's like, why is it 8 years and we're not seeing, 8 years at Switch 2 should be blowing people's minds, not just like doing PS4 level, but we'll see when it comes out. We'll see how it looks, if it runs good. That'll determine a lot too. Our scalper's going to buy up a bunch of the pre-orders and then turn this into a PS5 Xbox thing where you get a Switch on the market for like $1,000 because of pirating. We'll see how all this stuff goes. It'll be interesting to watch.
All right. Before we get to the topics, I do want to cover one thing that I want to talk about on the show. This is not a topic, but it's just general, just kind of off the top of my head. If you guys remember, this was the top 50 comic books for March 2025. I think we covered this a little bit, but I just wanted to cover just how much market ground DC has gotten in the top 10, actually. Andrea, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good, man. So, like, looking at DC right here, all the absolute titles are just completely...
Wow.
Like, Marvel has also all of their Ultimate titles up here. The only thing that's up here for Marvel that's main universe is the whole One World Under Doom, and this is just top 10. But the fact that Marvel Comics has only one mainline continuity storyline in the top 10 is pretty concerning, considering the fact that it's just the event that's One World Under Doom, where Dr. Doom is the Sorcerer Supreme, and he's taking over the world, essentially. That's the plot synopsis, actually. Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 15 being number 7, makes sense. Ultimate Spider-Man is, I read the first trade, that series is so damn good. Ultimate Wolverine, these two books right here, Ultimate Wolverine and Ultimate Spider-Man, are the best Marvel comic books out right now. Pretty sure that's not too far of a hot take. Actually, right there, Absolute Batman's been pretty solid. I think Absolute Flash and Absolute Green Lantern will go down on the list coming up next month because, issues 2, 3, and 4, you do kind of have to see some stabilization of the market actually at that point because, you generally get to see if a title has essentially, staying power with issues 2, 3, 4, and 5. Absolute Batman definitely does. Ultimate Spider-Man definitely has staying power. A lot of these do. It's just crazy to see that a lot of the stuff that's selling for DC and Marvel in the top 10 is Elseworld stuff. And then they have the main, and then DC's number one seller of last month was Batman issue 158, which is the beginning of the Hush 2 story arc, technically Hush 3. And that's the only second mainline continuity book for DC and Marvel in there. That's wild. And then,
yeah,
if you just go down between like the 11th and 20th category right here, X-Men, the mainline book, falling to 20th is pretty, it's pretty concerning.
You go down to the 10 through 20, it's like, oh, look, there's Marvel.
Yeah, like Marvel has, people forget, Marvel has on average more bestsellers because they release way more titles. Marvel releases like, 80, 70 books?
Yeah.
DC releases like, 50? So just by the sheer number amount, they'll have more books up here. But if you look at just where things have panned out at right here, these like one-shot Godzilla versus insert Marvel character, they're going to do well. Keep in mind, you're putting Godzilla versus insert popular Marvel character, and it's going to be a number one. So those will just sell good regardless. Uncanny X-Men, which is Gail Simone's book, and this one's Jed McKay's, which is right there. These are 14th and 20th. Pause for concern. I don't know, but if they don't actually bounce back and rise up, I would be like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The DC Sonic the Hedgehog crossover, I thought would be a bigger seller, but given all these absolute titles that have come out that people still just prefer over, it's fine. This being here in the top 20 is good enough, but I thought it would be a much more bigger hit, honestly. Absolute Superman number 6. Oh, so that's the thing. Absolute Superman number 6, people haven't noticed, is all the way down here at 18. 18. So you can tell this one might be losing some steam with a lot of people. I read issue 1 and I reviewed it with Labs Comic Fan. Definitely the weakest one out of the 3. So I could easily see it falling off for people. But, I'll just reserve my judgment for the later issues. We haven't reviewed those yet. I haven't read them yet. But, man, issue 1 did not leave a good impression on me. I was like, man, this is just bad. This is just awful, honestly. Jason Aaron, he wrote Bug Wars recently, and I was like, man, this guy just running it down on this title. But then again, it's DC, so running it down is just our MO, actually. Justice League Unlimited, Justice League still being a pretty solid 25th, seller over here. Ultimate X-Men number 13, that's falling way, way down, honestly. Ultimate Black Panther's not even here anymore. Let's see what else is here. That's pretty much it. All new Venom. It's just, good lord. Mary Jane is Venom, like holy fucking shit. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe one last time. Issue number 1 is number 34. This has no staying power. When you see that hit issue 2, that shit is going to be probably around 44th. And then when it hits issue 3, it's going to fall off a cliff. That is falling off a cliff with the next 4 issues, honestly.
Wow.
I don't know why they would want to do that again. Like,
like you said, they're the house of no ideas.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's the house of no ideas.
And it shows how, and with their terrible sales numbers.
Marvel Rivals number 1, that makes sense. Marvel Rivals is very huge. They put out a comic book series for it.
Yeah, I bought the number 1. Pretty decent artwork.
You're right. Looks good. Yeah. Immortal Thor still being up here that's falling off next month. Has to be. It's not staying. No one's talked about the Long Halloween, Last Halloween series they're doing. It's just crickets.
I have them, but I haven't read them yet. They're on my stack of to-dos.
Transformers is going to be a solid performer, and that's pretty much it for that. The graphic novels, we went over this, I think. Invincible's just always kind of going to be here, that I've noticed. Invincible and The Last Ronin will always kind of be here. I guess people said the best way of reading Invincible is reading it in the compendium format. I prefer the hardcovers if you're asking me, but if you do ever kind of want to get the compendiums, I've seen them before. They're fantastic. I buy them. You also have the library editions that they came out with. But if you kind of want it in 3 giant, huge compendiums, I would just do that first. I'm probably going to get the compendiums very, very soon. I have a lot of the hardcovers out.
How many compendiums is it
it's
for
just
the whole
3.
series?
Just 3.
Only 3? Oh,
Only
okay.
3. Yeah, if you want to collect the entire series, you 3. The hardcovers is 12, and the new library editions are 6.
It's so good too. That whole
That
series is just banger.
You had Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2, the paper, it's crazy because Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 was the bestseller. Volume 2 came out, another bestseller. So, oh, God. And then you have DC Compact Comics just dominating in top 10. Literally just Batman Hush. This makes sense when this happened because that's Hush 2 started. Court of Owls is just always going to sell very well because that was the last decent Batman story in 50,000 years. Also, Superman's going to always kind of be here until like them. I want to see where All-Star Superman goes after the movie because this is kind of based off the movie. So I think it's only kind of DC selling well because of the movie. We'll kind of see where it goes after the movie's over. And the Rook Exodus Volume 1. Yeah, so Rook Exodus is for the series of Ghost Machine with Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok. That series will continue very, very soon with issue 7 coming up very soon at some point. But if you want to get the first trade, all the first 6 issues of the first arc, you can get it right now in trade. I have the single issues, but I bought the trade and we'll definitely be reviewing the trade here very soon, honestly. Transformer Volume 2, this is amazing. This series is just so fucking good, man. I can't wait till Volume 3 drops, honestly. Oh, I know what to add in here. I'll just add the Invincible compendiums to my notepad for things to buy on PayPal Pay in 4 when I get paid. So there's a few omnibuses that I want to get, but I have to make sure that I have my Invincible here. I'll put it after this right here. Get Invincible. I'll just put 3. I'll probably finish the hardcover collection, but getting just 3 compendiums is just so much easier, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is going to be pretty much it for that. We're going to get into topics here in just a moment here. MSK has even less clout than back then, so you'd lose clout if he came on. My Michael is so anti-me. What did I do to you, Michael? Michael, what did I do to you, man? Oh, God, I broke Michael's soul. That's okay. As you guys know here, I love comic books, and I love talking about them. So much stuff coming out. And it's crazy how, I think there was a tweet today, I don't know if you saw it. I think it was Raven's Loft, who does the horror Winnie the Pooh story. His tweet was, do you think there's a lot of apathy in comic books right now? And it's like, I think it's just apathy with a lot of things in general, but comic books, it's so hard to convince people that there's good stuff coming out now because they're so jaded, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you when you lose your faith of your audience like that, it's hard to get it back in sometimes, you know. So it's going to be hard, and plus too that it's just there's like a whole movement of just shitting on everything that comes out. So you really got to treat everything individually to find out what's good, what you don't like, what is, you know, stuff is selling. It's not selling like it used to, but it is selling. And yeah, there is some shiny little lights out there.
And definitely someone hit me up and they were like, I'm apparently good at not being boring. Yeah, see, a girl hit me up to be on the show. Woo, damn.
Ooh.
Dang. And this girl is like, man, you're a hot top dog Riz master. So, all right.
Sounds like an AI bot.
What if it's literally an AI bot? All right. We're going to cover the topics in just a moment. Give me like literally 1 second. Let me bring it up right now. Which is one? Ultimate Incursions first. Good Lord. Marvel. What are you doing? Oh, Marvel.
Shit at the wall,
circling the
trying
drain.
to see what sticks. I really feel like they picked their writing and art team by putting all of the available writing artists into a bowl, and they just like pull names out, or they're like throwing darts at a board. It's like Steve's gonna work with Joel. All right, there you go. All right.
Do you think it's just fucking do you think it's darts?
I think it's darts. Like there's a writer board, and then a board of artists over here, and then just like
And
okay,
then they have the artists that they can't hire anymore because they didn't pay them. So those are
yeah.
all shadow banned, blacklisted artists. You know they ain't hiring those guys anymore. That's how it works in Marvel. Holy shit. All right, let's get into this. Goodness gracious. So this is something that could be a very bad idea and a very good idea, but I know where Marvel Comics is going with this one. I know where you're going with this, Marvel. And we've seen a little bit of it with Ultimate Wolverine issue number 2. When we read it, you saw a little cameo for this character, and then you saw
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this also happened in the Ultimate Invasion trade paperback. If you guys read that story, like you guys saw the little thing that happened with the whole maker and shit like that. Don't worry, I'll explain in the video. Let's see. Hold on. Do I have a drink? You know what's crazy? I'll have you talk to the audience really quickly. I'm gonna grab a drink.
Oh. So, how's everybody doing out there? Awesome. So your Yellow's Fastest campaign isn't doing very well. What is it like on Ripperson? Because he's a third of the way there, so it's like, I mean, he's already sold 1,000 books. So, is there a big drop off with Ripperson, or because I haven't followed any of those campaigns? It's a very long campaign, so he's got time to keep adding on. So we'll see how it goes. All the Ripper books are Kickstarter comic books are expensive, anyways. So
yeah, you know that's what also kind of sucks when you kind of like backing a book on like Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Them shits is 20. It's like it's because I hate when people say like, "Oh, my book's $20," but it's like, no, it's not. It's $30. You're charging shipping. And you don't mean not yourself, but the website charges 10 shipping. I wish people would be a little bit more like honest with the pricing. It should always be in a campaign $20 plus this, or when you're doing it plus this, because there are people that were like advertising their books for like $10, and it's like, dude, that's not $10. That shit's $20.
Yeah, when I did my campaign, I was like $10 plus $5 shipping. And I so people knew that they were getting the comic for $15.
Oh my god!
And
I just noticed this.
That was like the lowest I could go too.
You have a Demon Slayer shirt on.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Did you like the anime? I heard good things about it.
Oh yeah, the anime is really good. You know, it's the anime is beautifully animated, but the story itself gets a little repetitive. But it's not terrible, and it's well worth the watch if you watch anime to check it out. And they're getting ready to come up with I think the first in a couple movies. What they do is they're doing movies to end the series.
That's what I noticed. Yeah, because the animated movie that they dropped around the same time the Broly movie came out for Dragon Ball Super did very well at box office.
And it was a really good movie. I went and watched that one at the box office myself, and it's it was those anime movies are doing really well in America for money wise. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see the new Jujutsu Kaisen movie. It hasn't been said about it. I'm gonna go watch the Demon Slayer movie. I think there's a Chainsaw Man movie coming up. I'm gonna go watch all of those. I'd go drive down to Vancouver to do it, but I'm gonna do it.
Did you so for me, the only anime movie I ever watched in theaters was the Dragon Ball superhero one.
Oh, okay.
That was the fun one. I wish I could have went and saw the Broly one on the big screen, because
that was so good on a big screen. I went and watched that one.
That's their best in the whole super movies. That's their best one by far.
Oh yeah, the superhero one was such a downgrade from that one, because they went
like it's not horrible. PG. It's not a bad movie, but it's like, damn, coming off the Broly movie, it's like just damn. Like when they actually got to the fight scenes, oh my god, that's where it really just takes off.
Yeah,
God, like for those 4 movies, if I had to rank them, it'd be, I guess, the Broly movie, then you have Battle of Gods, and you have Resurrection F. That's where it comes to toss up. It's like between Resurrection F, Superhero, and Battle of Gods, and it's like, oof. It's not like all these are like bad. It's like the thing that I didn't like what Super did initially when it came to the Battle of the Gods movie was they were hyping up the whole Super Saiyan God transformation, but it never turned out to be anything that good. Honestly, it became kind of just like meh. Like because Super Saiyan Blue just kind of outclipped it and just was better in general.
Yeah,
That's what kind of soured my expectations on Super Saiyan God. Like when they said Super Saiyan God, I was like, man, this is gonna be pretty fucking cool. And Goku had the transformation, and everything. Like, okay, that looks kind of cool. Let's see where this is going. And then they're like, oh well, it doesn't matter. Now you have Super Saiyan Blue, and they barely ever use a transformation anyway. Like, all right, I guess. Like I hated those transformations where they just had them like on the one-off time and they never used them. Like, you know when Vegeta had the Blue Evolution when they were fighting Jiren and he had the Super Saiyan God Blue Evolution, like, but he never used that ever again. Like, why is this a thing? Like, why do we get transformations where they're not really going to be a consistent thing that's going to be in their arsenal? I don't get it. You know?
Yeah, that show is always exhilarating to the point where they bring out something new, and before it's like Super Saiyan Red was like the compact disc of the Super Saiyan moves, because before you knew it, MP3s were created and Super Saiyan Blue, and it's like no one gives a shit about Red anymore. It'll be interesting to see if they keep continuing on with the manga.
I think the manga is continuing. Volume 24 comes out not this week coming up, but I think the following week. That's going to be their return. That's supposed to wrap up the superhero arc. I think Dragon Ball Super, as far as like an actual thing, has to only continue like manga form for a very, very long time, because there's no indication that the anime is going to come back anytime soon, which is like crazy. You think like it would really, but Toei's not really treated Dragon Ball good, honestly. Like they barely marketed the superhero movie, and it did well box office wise. They did very well, but for some reason they treat One Piece better. They'll even treat Digimon better. I like me some One Piece. I like Digimon, but goddamn, like, goodness gracious,
why do they show it some love?
Ever since Toei got their hands on Dragon Ball, they've really, really, really kind of, they just treat it so bad. Like, I understand people's frustrations with it. Like, if Dragon Ball Super just has to exist in manga form, whatever. At this point, at least it can still continue. They're even doing Dragon Ball Daima. I didn't watch Daima, but I know they're doing a manga of Daima too. It's like, okay, so I guess Dragon Ball just exists only in manga format. I mean, that's better than what we had way back in the day after like GT ended, where we just had pretty much just video games for like 20 years. So, all right, let's get into some of these topics, guys, because I want to shit on Marvel so hard. I love it. All right. Oh my goodness. This is going to be so much fun. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about a new Marvel Comics mini-series that got announced, and it is titled Ultimate Incursion issue number 1, which will be wait, hold on, someone outside. Okay. I got distracted by a crackhead. Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Cry about it, bitch. That's what you do.
Goodness gracious. I had a complete L.
No, fuck. No, Optimus, please. Fuck!
We only get one of those tonight. No, you never miss your opportunities. Just one. All right, time for a giga banger. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about a brand new Marvel Comics mini-series that got announced called Ultimate Incursion. So for those of you guys to understand what we're going to talk about in this video. So as you guys know, when it comes to the Marvel Comics' Ultimate Universe, they had an original one way back in the early 2000s because they basically, pretty much almost went bankrupt. Marvel Comics at one point, guys, you're not going to believe this, almost didn't exist at one point because the comic book industry quite literally collapsed, and we haven't had anything like that since then. But remember, for you guys who know, with Marvel Comics for the first Ultimate Universe, Brian Michael Bendis, obviously on, Spider-Man, that ended up becoming one of the highest selling books of all time in comics, actually. Then with that one selling very, very well, you ended up getting, The Ultimates, which was written by Mark Miller. You ended up getting Ultimate X-Men, which is also written by Mark Miller. You ended up getting like a bunch of other titles as well. And then at one point, they completely collapsed that universe and canceled it because, the sales probably went off a complete cliff, honestly. Because I'm being honest here, the only thing that's really keeping this Ultimate line afloat is literally Spider-Man. Have you guys noticed between like both Ultimate universes that Marvel Comics ever did, the character that's always been the anchor for it is Spider-Man, because literally comics, that's their Batman. He gets everything, very similar to how Batman gets everything for DC Comics. So, as you guys know, it was announced that they're going to bring back the Ultimate Universe with a event called Ultimate Invasion. It was going to be a 4-part, miniseries, and you had a 5th part that they didn't put in the trade. Literally, it's a 5-part miniseries, but that they announced as a 4-part miniseries, because you had the Ultimate Invasion, then it was the Ultimate Universe issue number 1 shot. I don't know why they just didn't call that Ultimate Invasion Part 5. Nevertheless, that's just technical nerd stuff that I'm really, really bad at, because in the trade, they didn't have it in there. And they made you like go and buy a random fucking floppy. And it's like, just put it in the trade when it drops. Guys, the Ultimate Universe issue number 1, that's not in the trade. They putting it in like the Ultimates, and it's like, oh my fucking God, Marvel Comics, you just don't even know how to solicit books anymore. But whatever, it's fine. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. So in Ultimate Invasion, there's a part of it where the Maker comes and talks to Miles Morales, and he essentially kind of ends up going into this kind of portal. So you knew it was going to lead somewhere, right? And then nothing about that was ever mentioned in any of the Ultimate character books that at least we were reading, because we at this point are only reading like what, Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Wolverine. And Ultimate Wolverine is banger. Ultimate Spider-Man, banger book, actually. And in Ultimate Wolverine issue number 2, spoilers, the Maker decided to make an appearance, actually. And most universes kind of just hinging on the Maker coming back, but I find that very weird because the Maker's here. He never said he was gone. Like, if you read Ultimate Invasion, he was never actually dead. It was so convoluted. I don't want to explain it because that book is just a whole mess, actually. But the Maker is here. He made an appearance in Ultimate Wolverine issue number 2 for that comic book. And it's like, I don't know where this universe is hinging on. It's like, okay, is he going to have them all fight him? Because that already kind of happened,
Yeah.
What are you going to do with Miles Morales? So it was announced that Marvel Comics is going to actually bring Miles Morales back to the new Ultimate Marvel Comics universe that they began essentially with Ultimate Invasion, because he was one of the only characters they actually plucked out of the original Ultimate Universe dying, actually. Don't know why. This is a character that's, not trying to get into it, but a derivative version of Spider-Man, let's just say. And it's not even that interesting either. Like, literally, what is interesting about Miles Morales? People that only like him for like video games and movies, which is fine. But don't sit and tell me you like this guy from the comic books. He's not interesting in comic books. Do we know how we know this? The sales aren't there. Even if he gets an all-new number 1, that shit don't even sell very well. No one's interested in this guy comic book-wise. This is like one of those characters you see in like a movie or a TV show, and you just only like them there. This character does not work in comic books, actually.
Yeah.
Just from
Miles
sales
is
alone.
awesome in Spider-Verse, but I haven't read much comic stuff. I read some of the earlier Miles stuff when he created him, but I never stuck with it.
All right, so let's go over this. And with Marvel Comics right now, I think a lot of people have to understand this, though. Any chance they'll get the opportunity to do a new number 1, they're going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So with this mini-series coming up, going to be a new number 1, bunch of variant covers. That's all they're doing it for. They're only doing it as a boost on the sales charts for like an ICV2, because they know that people just really like the alternate universes right now. The alternate universes is the big kind of like, what is that? There's a word that we had back in the day when it was the newest, hottest thing, a fad. Yeah, the hottest fad right now is the alternate universes again. DC finally got theirs off the ground after having a wide range of unsuccessful attempts at that. And Marvel obviously brought theirs back. Miles Morales to return to Marvel's Ultimate Universe and Epic New Incursion event series, because there hasn't been a big event for these characters at all. We've just gotten Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate X-Men, the Ultimates, and then we now have Ultimate Wolverine. What's also interesting is we've really gotten no other characters that have gotten announced for this line yet. What's crazy is they're at 5, DC's at 6 for theirs. So I guess they're really trying to play close to the chest of like, okay, we're really not trying to just dump a whole bunch of characters out there. We're really just going to just only do a select few.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering, what is the next character Marvel is going to drop for their Ultimate Universe? Probably going to have to wait till like a big con happens for them to actually announce that, honestly.
I would imagine a Ultimate Fantastic Four is coming, especially with the movie coming up. So I would imagine an Ultimate Fantastic. I haven't heard anything, but I would imagine that would be next.
Miles Morales is going back where it all began, joining Marvel's rebooted Ultimate Universe after having originated in the first incarnation, which ran from 2000 to 2015. Damn. The fact that universe ran for 15 straight years. Holy shit. Introduced
Bendis was a machine.
Yeah. And then he went to DC and his brain fell out. Let's just say that, guys. Introduced in 2011 as the new Spider-Man following the death of Ultimate Peter Parker, Miles later made the jump to Marvel's mainstream timeline and has been a mainstay of the publisher's Spider-Man books for a decade now. Yeah, so Miles is currently in a duo comic book with Peter. It's called The Spectacular Spider-Man, and I'm pretty sure you guys forgot that existed because that fell off the sales charts months ago. Literally months ago, honestly. As revealed by Marvel, the upcoming Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion miniseries written by Denise Camp and Cody Ziegler with art by Jonas Scarf will be a full circle moment for Miles Morales as he travels to Marvel's new Ultimate Universe. So Cody Ziegler is the guy that wrote on the current Deadpool comic series that Marvel is just cycling these two between series. Isn't Denise Camp doing Absolute Manhunter too? Like this guy's doing the Ultimates as well. Like Marvel just loves these guys. Every title they're getting put on. Cody Ziegler can't sell things worth a shit. He's the guy that's writing Miles Morales right now. He had Deadpool and then Miles Morales. And have you guys heard of those stories that he's doing good? You heard the word of mouth of those stories? No, you haven't, because he ain't writing good for shit, probably. There, Miles will encounter a warped dystopian version of the world he came from and go on an epic, game-changing journey that will not only have a profound impact on his continuing growth as a character. That's the joke in of itself. What growth? But should be expected to have implications for both the Ultimate and mainstream Marvel continuities. You guys can see this happened in Ultimate Invasion, actually. There are several reasons for Marvel readers to get hyped about the upcoming Ultimate Incursion series. On a character level, it is a homecoming of sorts for Miles Morales, though not exactly a welcome one. The character originated in the original Ultimate Universe, but he has come into his own and matured as a hero in Marvel's mainstream continuity. He returns home as a veteran hero, one who will certainly make a significant impact on the overarching story of the second Ultimate Universe. On a narrative level, Ultimate Incursion makes good on an early tease from Jonathan Hickman's 2024 series, Ultimate Invasion, which relaunched the Ultimate Universe. In that series, the villainous Maker set on recreating his home reality in his own twisted image as Miles Morales to join him. Miles declined, but as Marvel's synopsis for Incursion explains, this is the synopsis for it right there. In other words, Marvel patiently set up this story over a year ago, and now it is time for the publisher to follow through on it in one of the year's major Marvel crossover events. Nope, they just want to get a new #1 out of this. Really all what they want to do.
Those collector variant covers.
Oh, damn. This is the house of one or two ideas. Good Lord, that joke is just always going to land for me. Marvel fans have known that Ultimate Incursion has been coming for some time since it appeared on a list of upcoming milestone Marvel events in the Time Slide #1 one-shot written by Steve Fox with art by Ivan Fiorilli at the end of 2024, but exactly what it would be remained unclear. Now the publisher has revealed that the Incursion in question will be Miles Morales jumping into the Ultimate Universe, though series co-author Denise Camp may have let it slip that it won't be the only interaction between the two timelines. Oh, of course, these are going to interact. Guys, not debatable.
Yeah.
They're going to interact more than this. You're going to have fucking whatever. You're going to have ultimate. That's crazy. Imagine having the Peter Parker, they have that Ultimate Universe, meet up with the loser that is in the Amazing Spider-Man timeline.
Oh yeah, the one that's like is a cuck.
He's like, the better one's gonna be like, damn, I'm glad I never was you.
I'm gonna go back to my Ultimate Universe, you loser.
Let me go back to my hot banging wife that I have sex with every night while you fucking jerk off in your New York 1-bedroom apartment while you watched your girlfriend get banged out by a black guy. Like, glad I don't live your life, buddy. Without overpraising the writer's words choice here, it is unclear whether he meant first crossover between the current Ultimate titles or first crossover with the main Marvel Universe. In any case, this leaves the door open to fan speculation about future overlap between the two. Before that, however, readers will have to brace themselves for what could happen when Miles Morales returns to his home universe and meets the new incarnation of Spider-Man, Peter Parker. He's going to be like, damn, the one in my universe is complete trash. That's going to be his reaction. He's like, damn, this white guy got it going on. He has a family, got a wife, he's fucking doing good for himself. And then my Peter Parker is just straight garbage. But what do you think, man? Do you think this is going to be a decent thing for Marvel Comics or just another boost in sales they're trying to get into?
It's always with Marvel. It's that gimmicky sales boosting bullshit. But I don't know. I mean, maybe. It'll be interesting to see Miles interacting with Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm not sure much about else, about, maybe. I don't know. I want to be hopeful, but it's like the only two really titles worth reading are Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Wolverine. And it's like this event, if it's good and it brings everyone together, but I'm also kind of tired of Marvel events. Like, let the books just breathe on their own without having to try to bring everything in together all the time, But yeah, I mean, I'll pick up the number one at least. I'll grab it when I'm at the shop.
Yeah, we'll see how the event turns out. I mean, the Ultimate stuff has been their best written stuff by far, so I guess that has the benefit of the doubt. I haven't read the Ultimates yet. We will be going through a lot of the trade paperbacks to kind of, catch up to see where it's been at. But as for me, I think Miles interacting with, good Lord, him interacting with Ultimate Wolverine is not good. He will kill him. This isn't Logan from his universe where he kind of just like, oh, you're a black kid. Fuck off, you fucking disgusting minority. No, this guy murders you guys. He literally will take his claws and shove them right into your brain with the claws popping out of your back of your skull. So him interacting with Ultimate Wolverine, I want to see, because if Wolverine ends up killing Miles Morales, you're like, a white guy killed a black guy. That would be the biggest headline in comic books. CNN would have like their whole panels on it. Oh my God, a white Canadian man off the black guy. That would be a dream come true for me. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. One more left. This man's all about clout. Hell yeah. Who's that?
You said you're all out of clout.
I'm all out of clout? Damn.
That's what it says there.
Dang it. I don't think I have any more clout. I think that shit's gone. That's good. It's good. I like having
I'm still waiting for my clout checks, but I'm just not. I just don't think I'm going to get them.
I don't have anything, man. I'm broke. I can't afford a Switch 2, man. It's really how all the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I don't want or can afford one. So if I can't afford it, I don't want it.
Let's see what we have here. What's the next one? Blah, 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 blah. What is up with people when it comes to this stuff? Search engine, please help me.
Emily was at FanFest event tonight for her favorite college football team.
Hell yeah. Clout with a 0 instead of a... Okay. He's just being technical. It's not this kind of a 0, but it's this. It's just, common WZ L's actually, damn. We're getting to this crazy part of the life where I just entertain you guys with my quality content, honestly. But this one's going to be a little fun because we're talking about earlier in the show. If you guys, missed it, maybe doing a movie project on the Aliens and Predator franchise, kind of just watching the movies in release order for both franchises. God, I remember I watched Prometheus for like 5 minutes and I fell asleep. So God forbid I'll have to get through that movie.
There's going to be a few movies that we're going to have to really work hard to get through.
I'm going to just sit there and go like, damn, I really might actually pass out. It's this boring. Like, people are like, but you just don't like cinema. Yeah, guys, I don't like boring. I don't like dialogue. And I like good dialogue is always value to me. But when your movie's fucking filthy boring, like, bruh.
Yeah.
No, I am good, honestly. All right, let's get into this one. So, this one's going to be a little bit more fun. This one got announced a while ago. Can't believe we're even covering it right now. But, it's cool. It's a cool idea. I like it. So, let's have some fun. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about a brand new Marvel Comics miniseries that got announced called Predator Black, White, and Blood. So, as you guys know, the Predator movie series started with the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that came out a long time ago. Then you ended up getting Predator 2. You got literally about 10, 15 years after that one ended its box office run, you got Predators. Actually, the whole one with Alan Brody and, Topher Grace was in that one, Lawrence Fishburne. Then after that, you got the Shane Black one, which was just fucking terrible. Literally just a literal pile of actual shit. Then after that, they actually chose to put the newest Predator movie on Hulu, and have it be a Hulu exclusive release because the Predator's word of mouth and backlash was so unbelievably bad. They chose to actually release the next Predator movie just on streaming, straight to streaming. And then apparently Prey was so good, people were like, oh, we kind of wanted that in theaters. And it's like, well, Prey only got released on streaming because of the Predator movie that came out prior to it, So then after that, we're going to be getting a Predator anthology movie with the Predator in like different time periods. And then we're going to be getting Predator Badlands with a kind of younger Predator that hasn't proven himself yet. He wants to prove himself to his dad, where we kind of get it from like the Predator's point of view. We haven't had that before. That's kind of a unique idea, having it from just the Predator point of view. Probably you're going to be talking in subtitles the entire way, but that's fine. I think that's my biggest problem with a lot of Predator movies is just generally, I don't mind the human characters, but when they're really bad, they're really, really bad,
Yeah.
And Marvel Comics has been doing their Predator versus, stuff for a while at this point. You had Predator vs. Wolverine, Predator vs. Black Panther, Predator vs. Spider-Man's ongoing currently right now when we're doing this video. We're going to have Predator Kills the Marvel Universe coming out, shortly after this one we're going to talk about. So Predator's been getting a whole lot of love out there, And I was thinking to myself, when that Predators movie dropped, the third one, oh my God, you remember that twist they tried doing in that third movie? Topher Grace's character, like he betrays the girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not really a doctor. I'm a freak. Like where does this come from? One of the most stupidest, dumbest twist ever. Like, I guess you kind of see it coming from a mile away because in those kind of movies, you shouldn't really trust people. You kind of have this thought in the back of your head that something's always going to kind of happen. Some of these characters are always going to try to one of each other. That was one of the more like, I like that movie, but goddamn, was that just like, all right, this is just.
It was a bit obvious, like, why the hell would he be there unless, like, it was unneeded, really. You could just have one of the mercenaries be an asshole. And he covered Topher Grace's situation.
Yeah, because, like, what was his plan supposed to be? He kill her? Like, he was going to have the Predator kill her, and then the Predators were going to, like, obviously kill the Alan Brody's character, and it's like, wait a minute. Then, you're a scrawny white dude they murder you too. Like, I don't know what the plan was. You were screwed either way. Why are you taking out people that are gonna essentially get you out of the situation? It's like, oh my God, good Lord.
Yeah.
But that movie to me, and the first one, had the best perfect settings for a Predator movie. Like, you have humans in their own like secluded place away from like the government and every single thing that could help them, and then have the Predator go after them. That's always what I think these movies should be. But we got this announcement for a Predator kind of like anthology Black, White, and Blood series, and I was like, all right, sounds pretty cool. Predator announces huge expansion with terrifying new series paving new road for films. And I'm never going to forget the first Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator movie having the iconic handshake.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That. Oh, yeah. Never going to forget that one. You know?
What's the matter, Dylan?
Oh,
Pushing
God.
papers.
That accent. Oh, no. Oh, God. A new Predator series is taking an ambitious approach to the franchise following the Yauta's hunt across different eras, from the modern day to prehistoric Earth. No time period will be off the table. Following the immense success of 2022's Prey, set in 1719, fans have been begging the franchise to take this approach. Now they're getting what they wanted, with the Yauta taking on medieval knights, modern day arms manufacturers, and yes, dinosaurs. That one concerns me right there. Just that one. Modern day arms manufacturers. What the fuck? They would just murder them. They're just basic humans. They didn't kill them. It's not even like an easy, like, okay, all right, Marvel. Jesus Christ. Also, for the Predator ongoing series, it's very similar to like the Alien series. Like, what I noticed is that whenever they launch like an Alien Xenomorph or a Predator series, that shit always dies out in 10 issues. So these characters, as popular as they are, comic book wise, they don't ever sell very well. I mean, the last Predator comic book series that they gave Predator was Predator: The Last Hunt. And I think that was a indication of what the title's name was for that series was, yeah, we're probably not going to be doing this as an ongoing series anymore, because it just kind of falls off a cliff. I think that series ended up being like, I think it was 5 issues, or maybe I can't remember if it even got to 10. But yeah, doing mini series, I think these characters is just way better. It feels a lot more confined. It's, you know, drawing it out just really makes no sense, honestly.
Yeah, and you can play around with it where you can create good 5 to 10 issue mini series that makes a good couple graphic novels that doesn't break canon, because you know, it's like there's, you know, you just you're putting a Yauta onto a situation like a interstellar cruise ship or on an alien planet. You know, there's so much different stuff you can do with them. And the Eras thing is really cool too. I like the idea of like a Predator taking down a T-Rex or some shit. You know, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. The other thing that I kind of like when they're more in like an anthologistic story view for these characters is because it really feels like when you put them in these kind of scenarios, you get a different point of view of like how they would deal with it. In a longer form story, like if it went like 10 issues, I don't feel like you could tell more story. I think these kind of stories do them the justice in 5 issues, honestly. You know, I think that happens for both the Alien and Predator. If you guys look at the Alien character, the Xenomorph, the facehugger character, Marvel has that right too for their IP. That character literally has constant reboots. The one right now is what, Alien Paradiso or what it's called. You know, those sales have fallen off. I still had it on my pull list, so I'll just finish it out. But man, watch Aliens get rebooted to a #1. And it's Marvel's MO right now at this moment in time. The new Predator, Black and White and Blood, is a 4-issue anthology series using only a single color to tell a blood-soaked series of the Yauta across time and space. By embracing such an extensive remit, the new Predator series is preparing to deepen the lore of Yauta on Earth, sending the possibilities for new film and TV stories set in any time period. The comic will be published by Marvel under its 20th Century Studios imprint. And look at that cover art. Damn, that looks good. That was very good.
Yeah, that's
God. Woo, that's sick. I like it. And most of these Predator series have been written by Benjamin Percy, so looks like he's not doing it this time around. The new Predator series follows the chilling Alien Black, White, and Blood, and will appear in the same style as Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood, and Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. Each issue will see multiple creative teams tackling different eras of Yalta game hunting humans with the issue number 1 covering the Australian frontier, Arthurian legend, and a modern international weapons industry conference. Marvel promises the Predator's most terrifying hunts and the fiercest kills the Spaceway has ever seen. So it's coming out May 21st, 2025. The writer is going to be, Joe Kelly, Elliot Rahel, and Sarah Gailey. And then artists, you have Alvaro Lopez, Brian Level, Fran Gallen. Also, you have cover artist Simone Di Meo, Maine, Palio Vanelli. Okay, all right, got all that. Here's what to expect from the debut issue. You have Joe Kelly writing, and keep in mind, he's did, Joe Kelly's just a big name in comic books, actually. Right now, he's currently doing, he's doing the Amazing Spider-Man relaunch. They had him do, previous stuff with 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. He's known for basically the version of Deadpool you guys know, actually. So hopefully he doesn't run it down. But in 4 issues, I don't know. I read that guy's Deadpool Wolverine WWE3 series. Man, that was a pile of shit, honestly. So hopefully he doesn't run it down in this series. And this, oh my God, look at that. Predator versus a dinosaur. Holy crap, looks good. Awesome. As advertised in Paolo Villanelli's awesome variant cover above, this time-hopping anthology will seemingly see the Yalta hunt not just humans, but Earth's other masters, the dinosaurs, with a Yalta in the jaws of a towering T-Rex. There's a staggering amount of potential to unleashing the predators across all of human history, similar to the exciting approach Dynamite is taking with its current Terminator series, with Skynet's killing machines turning up everywhere from the Vietnam War to World War II. The Predator franchise is custom made for this kind of exhilarating anthology approach, since Yalta culture is based on the twin pillars of honor and hunting prowess. Members of the deadly species have every reason to visit Earth looking for worthy prey, with every era and culture offering a different challenge. This is an approach Dark Horse explored with the Predator license back in the 90s, but with the greatest talent of today's comic industry on board for the ride. That's greatest talent of today. Ooh, that's
questionable. Yeah, that's debatable.
That's why. Dark Horse did have the Predator license before. They had Batman versus Predator, which is probably one of the best crossovers we've had in a very, very long time. Superman and Predator was one at one point, but Batman versus Predator was really damn good. They should reprint that in the trade, because those trades are a decent amount of money, but not too expensive. But goddamn, Predator versus Batman need to be reprinted. Ever since Prey, Predator fans have been hoping to see the same approach applied to different time periods, dreaming of Yaltas taking on samurai, Vikings, and the Roman Legion. Now, thanks to Predator Black, White, and Blood issue number 1, that's exactly what they're getting, hopefully sparking some great ideas that will make the leap to TV and film. Predator Black, White, and Blood issue number 1 is coming from Marvel Comics May 21st, 2025. I love the Predator. Definitely grabbing this. I just hope I'm entertained with each series, because my only concern is outside of the human aspect that's going to be in one of the anthology books, it's how are you going to make this interesting for a dinosaur approach? That's my thing. But what do you think, man?
I'm all down. I bought the Ninja Turtles black, white, and green, and I really like that whole singular color with black and white art, and it'll be really good to see that with the Predator stuff, especially with the look of that cover. Some of that interior art looked great. So I'm down, but I'm down for all things Predator too. I think anthologies like this are fun.
Yeah, and I think characters like Aliens and Predators just work in anthologies way better. I can see why they get canceled in long form series. It's there's these kind of characters work in shorter form, tighter stories,
Yeah,
and
they work a lot better that way.
About as tight as my wife's fucking vagina when I pounded that last night, But we'll see how it goes. This is a cool idea. Marvel's known as the House of Ideas. They're very few and far between. Let's just say that. But yeah, you will get my money for this, and let's see if you can entertain me with both of your Predator, 5-issue miniseries. Actually, if you can't entertain me with one of my favorite characters, I just have no hope for you. I'm being honest here. If these are not good, I'm losing complete hope you can do anything outside of the Ultimate Universe, actually. But yeah, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing, to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Well, I would lose faith in humanity. I'll just say that. Well, I've already lost faith in that. But you know, maybe during these episodes, I got to wear my Trump hat still. People got one guy literally he was like, man, I can't watch you with a hat like that. And it's like, you're so fucking gay. Imagine being like, I can't watch this channel. This guy's wearing a Trump hat. It's like, oh my goodness. Are people literally wearing Klan outfits? Oh my God.
Was that a Kanye concert?
No. Footage from the procession of the Holy Wednesday gathering. What in the world is it? Oh, I thought from because the Pope died, apparently.
Yeah, the Pope died, so they're getting ready to start having a wrestling match to figure out who's going to be the next Pope.
It's a Trump. Oh my goodness. I never cap with anything. I always have been having sex with a lot of women, honestly. So glad you guys know that.
Head.
Good Lord.
In your mind, your imagination, and your Pornhub search.
Damn. There's this video of a throwback to when Hillary Clinton supporters realized Trump was going to be the president. I need to bookmark this. Yeah,
those videos are fun to watch. The freakouts during that election were amazing.
Lord. What's her name? Caroline Leavitt is pretty attractive. When you go from Jack Dorsey to Caroline Leavitt, you're like, all right, this is pretty good, honestly. Oh, goodness. Lies. Always spitting bars. But yeah, we'll be seeing you on panel show on Wednesday, but if not, we have Thursday and Friday. Anything you want to bring up before we end the show, actually?
No, I'm good, man. I'll be hopefully I should be freed up, but we'd be there for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm getting some stuff in order in the personal life, so I'll be available for more. And yeah, I look forward to it.
Yeah, you know, we got so much stuff here to do, but you know, it's always going to come with due time. You know, we're going to start doing some more movie reviews and TV shows and stuff like that, but it just takes time. You know, comic books are just way easier than watching a movie, honestly. It's actually just less investment up front. And I like the less investment because, you know, black guys generally tend to not like working, honestly, you know?
Because we're poor as shit.
Yeah. Good gosh. Oh, the Lakers lost tonight. Oh, my.
Oh.
Why? We lost. We were winning, too, and then we just lost.
And there gets Milwaukee, or is it the Rockets?
I guess Timberwolves.
Oh, the Timberwolves. That's right.
Goodness gracious. It's okay. People said Lakers in 7. That's crazy how some of these series are going to go to 7 games. That's disgusting, honestly.
That's good for the NBA. More people watching.
They did say there was a big increase in viewership with this year's playoffs versus the other years. It felt like it too. It felt like more people were talking about the games this year. That's good. You know, There's going to be people. The fact factor when it comes to these things, there's going to be highs and lows in this stuff. You know, you can't always. People just think every year is supposed to be increase. You know,
mm-hmm.
Lies. No, don't move back here. This place fucking sucks. California is trash. Did you ever see the Accountant?
Oh, yeah, I watched the first one.
They apparently released another one.
Yeah, there's a second one. Is it out yet, or is it?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, it got released by Amazon. I don't think it had a theatrical release, but...
Oh, it's on Amazon. Oh, okay.
I don't know if it had a box office worldwide release, but let me see. People were hyping the first one up to me, and it's like, okay, I'll see if it's worth the reach to go and maybe
first
watch
one's
it.
Not bad. First one's not bad by no means.
Let's see.
I'm not gonna go to a theater to watch it.
Okay, so yeah, well, maybe that'll be maybe instead of doing a series first, we'll just start with single-wise movies first. You know, just doing one movie at a time. What? Oh my goodness! You never want to live with me, a top G, a big old Riz master. But yeah, so. Just let you guys know, tomorrow I have a one-on-one with Devil Made Me Do It, and I might do a game stream after that. I have content for my comic book channel coming out basically every day until Monday, and then I have to work on obviously putting out more content. That's when we do these videos, so I can obviously put them out for you guys. So enjoy all of the content on the comic book channel. I know I dropped a video today, that one I've been waiting to drop for a while. Don't worry, I have more videos to drop on the main channel as well. I'm gonna try and potentially start that third channel, which is gonna be all Yu-Gi-Oh based, but gotta pace myself, gotta get that free time. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show, and we'll